Juliette is currently trapped in a state of artificial amnesia. The silo's medical system is administering medication designed to chemically erase her memories of what she saw outside. This sedative fog prevents her from forming coherent thoughts or connecting the fragments of her past, effectively neutralizing her as a witness to the truth. This is the algorithm in action, a strategy managed by Camille Sims to strip a potential revolutionary of her inciting incident before she can ever start a fire. In this world, physical weapons are secondary. Memory is the ultimate currency of control. However, the system has a blind spot. While searching her belongings, Juliette finds a capsule baked directly into her salmon chowder with a simple instruction: flip the bowl. This message aligns with the disappearance Paul Billings is currently investigating. The person who went missing is likely the underground contact who planted the note. Smuggling a physical object into the kitchen rations requires structural access inside judicial or supply, a level of infiltration that operates outside the digital surveillance of IT. To understand how the silo will attempt to crush this physical rebellion, we have to look back at the very first time memory was weaponized in the past. Centuries earlier, a naval pilot named Charlotte flies her jet directly into a bizarre, oily cloud at 50,000 feet. She emerges with a traumatic brain injury that leaves her with a very specific void. She has no memory of her own brother, Daniel Keene. Senator Thurman leverages this amnesia, keeping Charlotte isolated to ensure Daniel remains compliant and dependent on the government's medical intervention. The strategy hasn't changed in hundreds of years. Camille Sims drugging Juliette today is a systemic continuation of the way Thurman managed Charlotte in the past. The nature of that high-altitude cloud suggests something more complex than nuclear fallout. Dirty bombs and radiation don't typically form self-contained viscous tendrils at 50,000 feet. Theory: runaway nanotechnology or a biological parasite infected the outside world. The silos are actually massive containment units for a global quarantine. The founders engineered flaws in the suits and displays simply to manage the population until the air naturally purges the goo. The silo is a highly controlled breeding experiment, keeping humanity in stasis until the nanotech threat finally dissipates. Investigative journalist Helen represents the ancestral spirit of the Flamekeepers. She is the original seeker of the history the government is trying to bury. Daniel Keene finds himself trapped between the truth and his family. To ensure the government continues to treat his sister, he is forced to compromise and silence Helen's investigation. Daniel's decision to suppress the truth for a greater good creates the logical precedent for the silo's future. It is the first time we see a good man justify the destruction of relics and the silencing of journalists to protect those he loves. The silo's authoritarian systems were born from these impossible choices. The quarantine was maintained not by villains, but by people who believed that hiding the truth was the only way to survive. Now, Juliette is fighting that same battle within her own mind, struggling to reclaim the memories the silo is trying to wash away. She and the resistance are pulling on the threads of a system that Daniel Keene helped weave centuries ago. The silo functions exactly as intended. It is an amnesia machine, designed to prevent the population from remembering a reality that would break the quarantine. Juliette's conflict isn't just with a corrupt administration, it's with the ghost of humanity's original survival instinct. To lead a revolution, she must first conquer her own mind and shatter a multi-century cycle of weaponized amnesia.